Well, good morning, everybody. It's Maureen here with Coastal NC Living Real Estate, and I'm here with Giovanni with Giovanni's Brooklyn Bagels, and we're going to talk a little bit this morning about this wonderful establishment, some of the yummy food options that we have here, and a little bit about the history of the business. This is one of the newer businesses in our area, and it is filling a much needed need to have really good quality bagels, bagel sandwiches, and all that kind of stuff that we don't get a lot of around here. Giovanni, thank you. I appreciate you giving me some time. One of the things that I like to always start with when I ask people is, what is it that you like the most about having a business in this community?
The people that are here. This business would have not survived if there wasn't a need for bagels in the area. And if it wasn't for the community, my employees, you guys are really what makes it happen. The only thing I do is make a good quality bagel, and it's just a pleasure meeting all the faces that are around here, feeling a sense of home. And that's really all I wanted from a business, is to feel a sense of home, and Emerald Isle, you definitely gave it to me.
Cool. I think a lot of people, I hear a lot of the local businesses when they talk about the community and what they're doing, they express a very similar opinion. Give us a little bit of history about the business, about Giovanni's Brooklyn Bagels.
Well, we'll start off with my very first memory was in a bagel shop with my dad. I've known bagels ever since Brooklyn and Staten Island. Me and my wife came here in 2010, 2013. We moved away for a couple years and decided to come back. And when I came back, I had brought our three beautiful boys, and I needed something to do. I was a stay-at-home dad for many years, and I says, you know what? Let me try construction. I was unhappy with construction, and one day I says, you know what? Let me try and make a bagel like my dad used to do. Call my dad. He gives me this recipe of a 100-pound bag of flour.
Wow, that's a lot of dough.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
And I only had a KitchenAid. So yeah, there was a lot of math involved. And from that, I had a couple friends and family try the bagel. And friends and family, they're not going to tell you that they're going to say, oh yeah, this is good, or this is great. So I went ahead and started wholesaling, having local businesses try it, and they told me this was a real hit. You should continue. From there, I got a food truck. And in the middle of the food truck, I had a 3-month delay on the food truck. So I needed something to do. So I started wholesaling to local coffee shops, a couple of markets, and turned into Jackie's America. In middle of June, I would say, we started here on the patio and the inside dining area of Jackie's American Grill.
Wow.
And it's been great. People know where to find me, and that's why food truck versus a venue, this hands down, because people could find me, we could sit down and chat, I could tell people about my history, and I could hear about their history too. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of it here.
Yes. Now, the food truck, so obviously you have the retail location here, mm-hmm. so people can come in, they can order, they can pick up, they can come get what they want. Tell me how the food truck works.
The food truck is, I've done a couple of events so far, fundraisers mostly, a fundraiser like a fun run. Walmart called me up for the Children's Miracle Network, Wounded Warriors, I believe, and I'm happy to be at any event out there. Like I said, I'm happy to give back to the community. I try to get a portion of the proceeds towards the organization, and that's where I use my food truck. Okay. To give back to the community.
Okay, so if someone had a venue or they were putting together a venue, they could reach out to you to see if that would work for whatever that event was or fundraiser. Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Like I said, as long as I have the staff and I'm able to run the restaurant and do both, I'd be happy to any fundraiser, any organization, go ahead and contact me.
Okay, very good. Well, since we've done that, before we get too far into this, what is the best phone number or a number? What's the best way for someone to reach you?
Best way to reach me is my phone number is 954-913-9401. Facebook Messenger is a good one too. Text message, email is GIOS bagel at gmail.com. Altogether, Gio's bagel at gmail.com. And we live in a form of technology, so all 3 to 4 ways is the best way to get
right. And I'll post that in the video. We'll do a screen with the information. We'll put it in the beginning. We'll put it at the end. And so as people are going through, obviously when you see the video, it's going to be on YouTube. It's going to be on our park bench site for our local communities. But you'll also be able to click on that. You'll be able to go to Giovanni's page. You'll be able to see all of the information on the restaurant, the menus, the things that they have. So we hope that you'll come back more than once to look at the menu and see what we have going on. You've answered a couple of the questions in our conversation, but what do you think maybe is something that's unique or perhaps different about the retail, the bagel shop that maybe people don't know?
We've expanded our menu. When we started out with probably a half a page. Now we have a full front and back page. We just dabbled into lunch. Listen, just because it's called Giovanni's Brooklyn Bagels doesn't mean you need to get a bagel. We do omelets here. I do pancakes. I created a menu to sustain a family atmosphere. Okay. And I'm not gonna lie, everybody doesn't eat bagels or bread. Like I said, I'd be happy to alter the menu for somebody. So let's say, for example, they just want an omelet without the bagel. I'd be happy to do that. Pancakes we don't serve with a bagel. Way too many carbs there.
Yeah, that would be a gluten nightmare. Yes. for people. And so sometimes for people that are gluten sensitive or wheat sensitive or have to watch their sugars, they can still come. They can still eat. They can enjoy their time with their family. They can have a nice omelet. They don't have to have, even though they are good. They don't have to necessarily have the bagel. Yeah. They can still come and enjoy their time.
And call me, like I said, call me in advance if you have somebody who's gluten sensitive or is on the keto diet. I do have 2 bakers, lovely bakers over there that do my gluten-free products. One of them is a completely gluten-free kitchen, and the other one is she also has gluten in her kitchen. And as long as I know in advance, I'd be happy to get the keto bagels or the gluten-free bagels for you and your family to enjoy.
Okay. That's important. A lot of times when people come out, or even when we have guests coming in, we've got the holidays coming up. People may be coming down, having their family, and be able to offer a variety. That would be a good choice, a good option for them. So we had talked a little bit about this before we talked, and I said, if someone's going to watch the video and something, what is sort of the takeaway? If you were going to leave someone with a feeling or thought or an idea about Giovanni's Brooklyn Bagels, what would you like that to be?
It's a good question, but I'll start off with if there is a bagel out there that you want to see on the menu, I'll give you an example. We do a sun-dried tomato, a spinach bagel, chocolate chip. I'm about to make a s'mores bagel. What else? We did a sea salt caramel. If you have a bagel flavor that you want to see on for a specialty weekend, shoot me a text, shoot me a call, and I could try and make it happen. I have the base for the bagels. Okay. All I need is an idea.
Okay. So you have, I heard sweet and savory. I heard healthy. I heard they all sounded pretty good. There wasn't one that you mentioned that I didn't think I would enjoy. But what you're saying is you would really welcome maybe some of the interaction from the locals, from the interaction of your customers. If really they just want a 3-cheese bagel, or there's something that they like or that you enjoy, shoot you a text and you'll be happy to see if you could try to work that into the rotation and see if you make it to their standard maybe.
Yeah. And I'll give you an example. One customer, they came in and they loved Asiago cheese and they loved cheddar, and they said make an Asiago cheese bagel, and I've done that before.
That's one of my favorites actually.
Yeah. It was Asiago and cheddar, Asiago on the bottom and then cheddar on top, together in one bagel. Oh. I'd even have to do a 3-cheese bagel. I mean, everything bagels is a good one, so I'm actually thinking about doing an everything cheese bagel.
Oh. That could be. I want to be here when you do that one. That's a wonderful thing. Now the other thing you just made me think of when you said cheese, because we had talked about gluten and keto and people that might be sensitive to that. What if someone is sensitive to dairy? Obviously, there's
no dairy in the bagels.
Okay.
It's
Perfect.
It's filtered distilled water. I don't use tap water. One of the things that I want people to know is that I went ahead and I tasted, because yes, it is the water. It does make a good product.
Water.
But it doesn't have to be New York water. It just has to be a good tasting water, because at the end of the day, whatever you bake, if you have a water that has an aftertaste in it, it's going to go into your product.
Okay.
So before I started the company, Giovanni's Brooklyn Bagels, I sampled over 15 to 20 bottles of water.
Wow.
And if there was any type of taste, no, it wasn't on the lineup.
Wasn't. Okay.
So I have 3 companies that I use that filtered and distilled with minerals and all that I use in the event that one happened to be out. But like I said, it is the water, but I like to tell people it's the recipe more than the water.
Well, it's probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
And most people probably don't think that it's water and water has an aftertaste or could have an aftertaste. Yeah. I think people just presume that it's all the same, and it's not.
Salt, water, sugar, yeast, and flour. Those are my ingredients.
There you go. That's pretty organic right there. You can't go wrong with that. Well, listen, when you guys see the interview, please make sure that you click on the sideboard, you click on the interview. That'll take you to the page, that'll take you to the information. You'll see the menu, you'll see what specials are going on that week. We certainly welcome your feedback. And we're gonna wrap up. It looks like you got some people lining up outside. There's some lunch bagel people coming. So we thank you all. Thank you, Giovanni. And click and come see us. Come get some bagels. Thanks.